Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Vet Tech Show. It's been a minute, but we're back. We're
We're
your
back,
hosts.
baby. We're back.
We're back. We're your hosts, Ben and Ethan. We've got some exciting tech news for you here tonight at bedtime. And with that, there's been some interesting developments. We've had a new Apple event. Pre-orders, I think, are live if
Yeah.
you haven't already got them. And new devices are imminently on their way to you if you haven't already got them. And for those of you lucky ones that get them to be a reviewer, you may have already had them for a while. Embargoes lifted. But let's talk about the Apple event and see what we do like, what we dislike, and what's kind of meh.
I'm down.
Uh, First thing that I thought that was really cool was the AirPods Pro 3
Yeah, I agree.
and the ability to translate and help you talk to other people bilingually.
Yeah, that was sick. I thought that was kind of like the headliner for me. I was like, oh, that's actually pretty innovative. That's new. I've like seen and heard that technology before, but not at a very large consumer level.
Yeah. The fact that like if somebody else has AirPods, that you'll be able to have like kind of a really natural conversation with them at the same time.
Yeah,
I think is pretty insane that it can do that.
I agree.
And what I think is even best is like they're not just limiting this to the AirPods Pro 3. Um,
Oh,
AirPods
I
Pro
didn't know
2
that.
are getting this feature as well.
That's sick. I actually like that a lot. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
I
I mean
didn't know that.
I have the AirPods Pro 2 and I was like thinking, okay, this like I've got to upgrade, but I'm like, oh, I'm gonna see how well the current chip and everything handles with the AirPods Pro 2 before making the jump to the three.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's actually really sweet. And I did hear that like obviously when you go to a country, you speak to someone in a different language, they use slang, they slur their words, they use different idioms, they use different phrases. And I heard the translation is pretty good, but it's very conversational and not cultural, meaning
Uh-huh.
traditional language of whatever language you're speaking to is easily translatable. But if it's, cultural language with slang and idioms and whatnot, it has a harder time.
Yeah.
But still, I think it's really cool. You can, if especially if you're traveling, you can have a conversation with people, whatever it might be. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
I mean, you should never not be able to find the bathroom, which is the
Yes.
most important thing.
Donde está el baño, por favor? Yeah, exactly. Um, that was a really good one. I think that was pretty cool. Um,
Yeah. I think that was probably the highlight for me um, with that. I mean, there was some other cool tech. I mean, we got the new phones, which are I think it's really cool. Like the base model iPhones are now all going to get 120 hertz refresh rate.
yep, I like that a lot actually. I feel like the base phones of the 17 are the same level as the 16 Pro.
Yeah, and so I was like, now that it has that refresh rate, I'm like, now I could be comfortable going with just the base model. It's really the only reason that I wanted the Pro model was for that high refresh rate. You
Really?
can, yeah, that was really the only reason. I mean, cameras are cool, but it's it's a camera. I mean, it's a
Yeah, because that's really the only difference between the base and the Pro. Obviously, the Pro Max is bigger, but um, the base and the Pro really is the camera. And it sounds like for the most part, people get the Pro because they just want the best of the best all the time,
Mhm.
and they want the camera. But I agree. I think the base model is everything you want, everything you need. Um, and you don't necessarily need just to pay extra money just for the camera.
Yeah, which is super nice. And I I kind of feel like that was one step in the right direction for Apple. So,
Yeah, I agree.
what are your thoughts on the iPhone Air?
I think it's cool. It's really thin, obviously, and light. And I was reading that like what it has a titanium casing on it. Is that
Hmm.
right? And then so I don't know what that looks or feels like, but I think that's a benefit. I don't know. And I heard that it's primarily like inside, it's primarily all battery.
Yeah.
Um, just to like make sure it can have the battery to last that long, which I thought was kind of funny. Um, I don't know if people are into buying thinner, sleeker phones. I don't know if that's a market demand. I haven't really felt like people are asking for that. And so for me, in my mind, I think that's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not cool. The smaller, thinner, sleeker phone. And maybe it's their version, like they're switching away from the iPhone SE to be more the iPhone Air so that it's more than just like this is a more affordable version of the iPhone and it's well this is a more nimble version of the
Hmm.
iPhone, right? It's a in my opinion a change in marketing and product positioning, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm trying to figure out why you'd buy that over the iPhone or the iPhone Pro, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because one, it's not cheap. I mean, it starts at, I think it starts at $800.
Oh yeah,
So
it's
it
not.
it's not a cheap phone. Um, and for like people that want a lot of camera lenses, it's they're not going to be into that phone either because it has one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the single. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because I mean they tried out Apple tried out the mini phones for a while. That didn't seem to work. They've tried out the SE phones. They've had some mixed success with that.
Yeah.
Um, and I wonder if this is just them trying to see what sticks, see if this will work, or if this is really a strategy to kind of shift the market into having thinner phones.
Yeah. I think it's more so the latter. I think manufacturers and just maybe Apple in general likes the idea of thinner and sleeker and smarter. I think I'm leaning more towards that reasoning and justification behind it.
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's true or not, but to me that just kind of makes the most sense. But I just don't think buyers are interested. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't, I mean, I wouldn't mind a thinner phone, but I haven't ever had the need for one. I haven't said, wow, this is too big to fit in my pocket.
Yeah. And if someone were to say, "Hey, you can have this upgraded iPhone with great cameras, great screens, great battery, great storage, or you can have a thinner, sleeker model, but you're gonna have one camera, less battery, less storage, whatever it might be, the cons." I'd be like, just give me the regular phone.
Yeah.
I don't need a sleeker, thinner phone. That's not my priority right now.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think it is really cool. Like they were able to pack the whole um, motherboard under like that camera island bump on the back.
wow, that's crazy.
And so I think that technology is something to like innovate off of like, hey, if we can get um, a whole phone's motherboard on that small of a thing, we let's try and make motherboards smaller,
Hmm.
um, or pack more onto them by adding more features to it so
Yeah.
that they can run better, have more performance. I think that would be cool. So I think kind of leveraging that technology of like, hey, let's make motherboards smaller, or let's make them smaller so we can expand them and add more things to them, make it better.
Yeah. That might be a good point. I wonder if they're like, hey, let's continue to innovate on our ability to make motherboards smaller, but how do we justify the R&D cost? Well, let's create a V1, which is an iPhone Air, sell it, see how well it does, but then we innovate on the technology that we used as like a foundation of smaller motherboards. And then we progress with the R&D that we used for it can be justified by selling units that apply this. I don't know if that made sense or if that's the case. Maybe it is, but personally, at the end of the day, I just don't think a lot of people are going to be buying the iPhone Air. But maybe I'm wrong. It might do well with the youth. It might do well with the younger generation. They usually
Yeah,
like
maybe.
thinner, sleeker, easier, more accessible. And I can because I could feel it being like kind of a fashion statement, being so sleek and
Mhm.
thin.
And maybe people that are getting phones for the first time, this will be the one that they want because they
And
never
that,
had.
yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what I was referring to in regards to like the replacement of the SE, because I felt like the SE was used for like a kid's phone, or like a teenage phone, a teenager phone. Like you're getting into high school, your parents want you to have a phone. They're not going to buy you a brand new iPhone 17 or a brand new iPhone 17 Pro. So what are they going to do? They're going to kind of get you the cheaper, less built out model just to kind of see if you can handle owning a phone.
Mhm.
And then obviously from there that changes. But I felt like the iPhone SE was exactly that. It was
Yeah,
like an entry phone for new people who are trying to get into phones.
yeah, I agree.
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
I don't know if this is it. I don't think this quite replaces it. It seems kind of like it's a weird product placement.
it is kind of a weird product placement. Yeah. And so maybe that does go back to what you're saying, which is maybe this is just an innovation of their technology, then they're just putting a product over it to sell units.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's the
Well,
case.
we'll
I'm
have to
curious
see
to
how
see
it
where it'll
goes.
go.
Yeah. Um, I think if they like do a mid-year release of like new colors for this, that might show that they're willing to let this one stick and they're going all in on it. But
Yeah.
it's been a minute since they've done a mid-year color release.
Yeah. True. What was what was the last one we were talking about? I can't remember. We were talking about one where it's like, hey, there's new colors though. I was like,
I
yeah.
think that was the
iPhone 16.
that or it was the AirPods Max that just got
Oh, it was the AirPods Max.
just got
Yeah.
new colors and
Yeah. Literally the
USB
same thing. And it was
yeah
just new colors. Yeah. That's so funny.
at the same price at
Yeah.
550 bucks.
Wild stuff, dude.
Ridiculous.
Speaking of new colors, what do you think of the iPhone 17 Pro Max or the iPhone 17 Pro Orange?
I It's weird, but I kind of like it. But I
Dude, I
also
kind of like it as well. I'm like, I kind of want that. I kind of do.
but I was also noticing that those were like the same colors of the Nintendo GameCube back in the day.
Oh, are they?
And so, I think it's, with every great product, there's always a cheap knockoff. And so I kind of think the iPhone is a cheap knockoff of the Nintendo GameCube.
Dude, whoever is designing their color schemes is a millennial who grew up on Nintendo GameCube. I'm looking right now.
But yeah, they had that orange color, which
Yeah,
I
you're
I
right.
loved.
They did. Silver, blue, black, orange. What do I have here? Dude, yeah. The deep blue looks similar. It's silver, orange, and the deep blue. It's the same, dude.
Yeah.
Get the freak out of here. They copied GameCube. That's wild. That's wild.
So, but
Dude,
aside
dude,
from them copying
oh,
that, I think the
oh,
orange one is really cool.
dude, just can I share my screen real
Yeah,
quick?
go for it.
Dude, look at this. Look at this guy right here. You see this?
Uh-huh.
And they- Bro, what are we doing?
It's the same thing.
What are we doing here? It is the same, bro. Look, they just need a black one. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's so funny that you called that out.
So, I mean, aside from that, I think the orange one is really cool.
I
And if
agree.
I were to get a new phone, I'd probably go with the orange.
Dude, it's
Just to have
funny.
something different.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that because normally I'm a black on black for a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And but the orange kind of popped for me and I was like, I actually kind of like that. Might
Mhm.
have to do that one. Um what do you think of like the camera? I don't know what do you call it? The notch, not the, is it bezel?
The
Being
camera
so big.
continent.
Bro, Australia on the back of your iPhone? Freak, dude, it's huge.
It's huge. Uh, And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind it if like you could just lay your camera, your phone, and it wouldn't wobble when you're
Yeah,
typing. If they could just get rid of the wobble, I wouldn't mind it. But the fact that it still has to wobble when you're typing, that annoys me so much.
it's kind of crazy, actually, of like all the product design features. I'm sure there's reasons why,
Yeah,
but I
they
don't
need to
know,
get rid of the
dude.
wobble.
Yeah, you can't be
Wh-
wobbling.
What are your thoughts of the continent?
I don't know. I think it's massive, and I agree with you on the wobble, but I think I like it better than my current iPhone. Don't judge me. My current iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Nice. I
Like,
I love the war.
I know that is not a design feature. That is me being dumb and dropping my phone. But like, see how like this, I don't like this. That
Yeah,
bugs me. It's just like a section. But now we have the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, that in my opinion is better. It's bigger, but it's in my opinion more symmetrical. And I think for me, aesthetically, it's a little bit more pleasing
I
than
think
just
so
like
too.
a section, you know. I like
Yeah.
this kind of bugs me that's just having this section there. So that's my thought.
Yeah,
Um,
I like the more symmetrical features to it.
yeah, same.
And I think more so they did it this way so that when people have their new phones, everybody will know, oh hey, you got the new phone
Yeah.
as as a way of, you know,
Design, yeah,
design.
design differentiation.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so I think I'll be hard pressed to try and buy the Pro Max or the Pro over the base model because the base model, like you were saying, has all the really good features except for the camera. Um, I don't know if I'll upgrade, but there are quite a bit of deals going on right now, like up to $1,100 for eligible trade in any condition, which I
Yeah.
think is kind of crazy. So I might take advantage of that given the back of my phone, of my iPhone 13 Pro
Hmm.
Max. So we'll see. I'll let you know if I get a new phone. It might
Yeah.
happen.
I mean, especially if it's 399, then you might as well.
Yeah, dude. That's pretty sick. So, what do you think of the watch updates?
Um, cool, but also disappointing at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't know. I wasn't too impressed with anything there. Like I was looking at the Ultra Series 3 and thinking, okay, do I get a new one? Because I've noticed my watch is kind of running a little bit slow. The battery life is
Mm,
not as good as it used to be because I'm pretty sure Apple's just throttling it because they want me to get a new watch anyway.
yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
looking at it and I'm like, there's nothing here really to justify me getting a new watch. Like it kind of seems like all of the same features from the Ultra Series 1 are the same, just a different color. It is black. I
Yeah.
like that.
Black is nice. It's clean. Um, yeah, I think the features, at least for the Ultra 3, I think the features there's not a lot of improvement. They adjusted the display and then they added a couple health features, but I'm like, I don't really look at those in
Mhm.
depth anyway, so I don't really need it. Um, but I do like that they upgraded the SE. So they have the SE3 now.
Ooh,
Because I'm cheap, and so I like the SE. I have the SE1. I think I have the SE1. Maybe I have the SE2. Is there a way to check settings? Is that what I got?
yeah, I think so. And so, but like,
General, about, Ben's Apple Watch, model A2352. Hmm. available. Bluetooth. Uh, bro, this thing's got 32 gigs on it. What the heck?
Yeah, so your first generation SE.
Yeah. So I got Gen 1. But it's been a while since they've upgraded the SE watch. And so they've added always on display, um, like 8-minute charging for full charge, which is pretty cool. I
That
like that.
yeah, that's nice.
Um, and then they also have 5G support on it, which is, yeah, that's cool. Um, but the battery for the SE isn't the best. I have to charge mine every day.
Mhm.
I have to. Um, and if I use certain apps with it, it drains the battery even faster. So for example, like if I use my workout app, it'll drain it faster. Or if I go golf and I use the golf app that I have, that like if I'm going up to the ball in the middle of the fairway and I'm like, what's my distance to the tee? There's an app on your phone that transfers over to the watch called 18
Mhm.
birdies. And on my watch, it'll tell me how many yards. So I know like what club to hit or whatever.
Mhm.
And if I use that for golf, it drains my battery, dude. And it won't even last the full day.
Dang.
So the SE, I think having the faster charging will be nice, but it's not like the Ultras where it lasts a day to 2 days or whatever it might be,
Mhm.
you know? So I'm not that impressed with the Series 11. And I agree with you. On the Ultra 3, it's like, is it worth upgrading? I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, like, because I've noticed too, like, if I do a workout and I'm listening to music while I've got headphones, Bluetooth connected to it, it drains the battery like half in just a workout.
Wow.
That's probably an exaggeration,
Sure,
but
but it drains it a lot.
it drains it a lot. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, this is ridiculous. I mean, I understand those are intense things for a really tiny device, but I mean, that's what it's designed to do.
Yeah. That's the whole product,
Yeah.
right? If I
Mhm.
wanted just to tell me time, then I could just get a normal watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it would look better.
Yeah. I have heard a lot of good things about other digital watches, smart watches that aren't Apple. Garmin
Yeah.
especially for people who are like into fitness and athletics and things like that. The Garmin watches, they have a huge variety of lineup of watches and
And the battery
the,
life is outstanding in those things.
yeah, and they're a lot more accurate from what I understand
Mhm.
in terms of like fitness tracking, whatever it might be, health metrics. I don't know. But I've never looked into it, and I don't know how well they do with other Apple products in the Apple ecosystem because most of my stuff now is Apple. My phone, my headphones, I have the AirPods, my
And you
watch,
even got a
and
Mac.
I just got a Mac. I joined the dark side. I just got a Mac. I got the
Yeah.
Mac Air. So,
Uh,
yeah, maybe I'll have to get the iPhone Air to match it. I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. But you never know. So, yeah, so I wonder about the Garmin watches being compatible and how well they mesh with your Apple ecosystem. I don't want to spend the money to learn, so do your
yeah.
own research, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of looked into Garmin and I've heard really good things about their
Mm.
products and fitness tracking. Um, I've wanted to see if I could get away from the Apple Watch entirely. As much as I need a device on my wrist too that tells me stuff, I really don't. Um,
Yeah.
and so I wanted to see if I could get rid of it. And so I tried the Whoop band for a little while.
Oh yeah.
I liked their app and I liked the product. The only thing that I didn't like was that it would be a subscription for
That's what
that.
I've heard, yeah.
And I was just like, I want to pay subscription for just want the product, want to pay for the product, and that's
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard the same thing, negative feedback on Whoop because of the subscription.
yeah.
Um, you bring up a good point about your watch though. Like I can't remember who I heard it from, and maybe I heard it from you, but someone said something along the lines of like your smartwatch is really just a notification device on your wrist at all times that just notifies you of everything that's going on.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I think for the most part, yeah, for the most part. I do use my watch for a lot of other things, like that golf thing. It's really nice having it. It's very convenient. I love looking at sunrise, sunset times to kind of understand like how much daylight I have. Weather. I love looking at the weather
Yeah.
on my watch. That's really nice. And but yeah, like for the most part, I'm constantly like, oh, I just got buzzed. Oh, I got buzzed again. Oh, what was this one? Oh, it's an email that I don't need to look at all. Oh, what
Yeah.
did I get buzzed for? I'm like constantly pulling up my wrist, you know?
Yeah.
And in
Um,
reality, I shouldn't need to do that. I should just disconnect.
yeah. Because I mean, I used to love wearing regular watches. That was like something that I really love. Like I have quite a bit of regular watches. And then now that the Apple Watch has come out, I've kind of unfortunately kind of gone away from that and just stuck with the Apple.
Yeah. And I think for the Apple Watch, if I used it more for like sleep tracking and fitness tracking, maybe it would serve a greater purpose. But I think right now I could probably do what you're saying, which is I could probably ditch my Apple Watch and just do regular normal watches for style and for um maybe status. I don't know if status, I'll use the word status because I don't have watches that really show off status. That's like Rolex and Breitling and Omega and those watches. And I don't really have those. Um, but I think normal watch for style and for just ease and sleekness and I don't know, getting detached, like removing the notification aspect of
Hmm.
just constantly being notified in my life. I think that would be really nice. Just being able to disconnect a little bit more.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe we should challenge ourselves to do that. Or
ooh, okay. Let's talk more about this. What do you mean?
okay. Like maybe we should set like a time frame where we see if we can ditch the Apple Watch for like 30 days. Like we quit and see if we can stay away from it. And then after that, see if we need it. Or
Gauge
if
it.
we,
Like,
yeah.
like go clean for a month.
Hmm.
All right, dude. Month of October, are we doing it or should we do it earlier than
Oh,
that?
yeah. I'm down for that. Let's do the month of
Okay.
October.
Month of October, no,
No Apple Watch.
no smartwatch. Yeah, no Apple Watch. Okay, I'm down.
We'll see if I still keep, we'll see if I still answer texts with that.
It is true. It is nice, like every once in a while, where you realize, like, oh, I forgot my phone. I have my watch
Yeah,
on me.
that was kind of
So,
nice. But
but yeah, I think that'll be good. Just kind of disconnect a little bit more. So, and if we do really well and succeed and not need our watches at the end of it, let's reward ourselves with just Rolexes.
ooh, I'm down for that because I could use a Rolex.
I'm down for it too. I don't know if my wife would be down for it. She's
Yeah,
like, so you ditched a smartwatch and rewarding yourself with a nice new watch for
yeah.
thousands of dollars. What do I get out of it? You get
A
my
brand new
love.
car.
A brand new, that's true. That's true. I'd probably get her a brand new car,
Oh, yeah,
which is thousands of dollars. She's
yeah,
in the market. She's looking.
$15,000 watch. That's nothing.
Yeah, you get a $50,000 car. Tip off. No, I wish I had that money to throw around. Be
Yeah, me
sweet.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would throw it into a watch, but maybe when I had, maybe if I had exponentially more than that.
Yeah. Same. Same. But yeah, I don't know. I think overall the Apple event, I think it was um a little bit better than maybe what they've done in the past.
Hmm.
Um, like I think in the past I'd probably give them like 5, 6 stars out of 10. But on this one, I'm like, this is like 6.5, 7, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
But it was definitely not like an 8 or above. No. Uh,
yeah. I agree with that. I think there's some things that they're doing um across all their products that are going to be beneficial.
yeah.
I like for me, I think the one thing that I'm really happy about is the 120 hertz on all
Yeah.
devices now.
It's
That's
so overdue. It's so
yeah.
overdue.
Like I mean, Android's been doing that for years. It's now. I mean, I'm glad that Apple is finally doing that in 2025.
The big 2.5, dude.
Yeah.
60 hertz on your phone in the big 2.5. What are you doing?
I know. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Um, is there anything that you wish that they would have announced that they did?
I wish they would have talked more about AI. I wish they would have talked about more Apple Intelligence AI. I want to know more about where they're at with that. What's that looking like? What's roadmap? What's going on?
It's probably because they're nowhere with
Yeah,
that.
which
Which,
which like is disappointing, you know.
mhm.
I don't know if I'm surprised that they didn't talk about it. Maybe I am surprised they didn't talk about it. Or I felt like, I mean, sure, we have the live translation on the AirPods, and that probably uses some of their AI technology. Sure, I get that. But we're talking about AI here. We're talking about big leaps in innovation. We're talking about next big thing. What are we talking about? I mean, how many times has Apple come up with a product and then like slashed it from their actual product line? We,
Yeah,
we haven't talked about Vision Pros. We didn't
no,
talk about Apple Intelligence being expanded, new features into phones, watches, whatever it might be. I don't know. Maybe they did and I missed it, but I just felt like that wasn't a very large presence in the
yeah,
overall uh Apple event.
yeah. I agree. It was a letdown, especially like now in a world where that is all any company can ever talk about. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what they're doing with it, how it's the next big thing, and how it's the best.
Yeah. 100%. I
I
mean,
mean,
go
companies are
ahead.
shouting that from the rooftop. I mean, you look at anybody's website, regardless of how small they are,
AI.
they're they're shouting. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's cool, but I don't need that in my life right now. I need less technology sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that.
But
I
yeah,
totally feel that.
I think it's a missed opportunity. I kind of feel like Apple has um they were late to the game on it, and rather than doubling down and trying to get ahead, they've just cut their losses and we'll just partner with somebody else, have them
Yeah.
develop.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I feel like, yeah, instead of doubling down and really being innovative in AI, I feel like this was just another product update release and
Mhm.
not an innovation roadmap of what's to come. You know, like if you think about like the Tesla event, right? We saw a lot of really new, innovative products from Tesla. Yes, some of them were hacks, just people working the robots or whatever. And
People
yes,
in a robot
it's,
suit.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yes, sure, maybe they aren't going to come exactly in the same time frame that it was announced, but we're seeing what Tesla has plans for. We're seeing what they're actually trying to move forward toward and pumping out. And I just don't get that from Apple. I just get bigger screen, better cameras, new design to accommodate those bigger, better, faster screens, cameras, whatever. And I'm like, this is the same stuff we've been seeing year in, year out for the last 5+ years.
Yeah. Uh,
And last year, you talked big about AI. Like, where are you with that?
yeah, exactly. I I agree. They there's definitely been a massive paradigm shift in Apple over the last decade, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I mean, it kind of seemed before Tim Cook was at the helm that they were really focused on the product and customer experience.
Yeah.
And well, I think those are still like part of what Apple is doing now. They seem more focused on their shareholders, which I guess really is a publicly traded company. They have a fiduciary duty to shareholders. And I, they're doing a good job because Apple stock is through the roof and they have more money than God.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's true. For
so
sure.
I guess all depends on um, which master they are serving.
That's fair. Yeah, very true. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. I'm going on mute.
Salute.
Thank you. All right,
Um,
I'm back, baby. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, that was kind of disappointing they didn't. I was also kind of hoping that they would talk about the iPhone Fold that has been rumored.
Yeah, no folding screens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if do you think that's like how solidified is that rumor? Do you think they'll actually come out with a product?
That is a good question. I'm kind of thinking it might end up being like the Air Power,
Yeah.
but
But they announced the air power at
they
least.
did. So I'm thinking they might announce it and then decide to scrap it because I think one of the reasons that they haven't done it is because they haven't figured out how to um, handle a folding screen without getting a crease over time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what I want out of a folding screen. Like I want it to when it's unfolded, I want it to be flat as if there were no crease. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as cool as I think Samsung has um, innovated and um, in that space, that's just kind of like the one nitpick that I have about their fold
Yeah.
devices.
Microsoft too.
Hmm.
Microsoft has one. It's not really I don't think Microsoft is a phone though. I think Microsoft is a tablet. Anyway, regardless of that, but you're right. The crease or like the little bump, you can just tell where it's being folded.
Hmm.
My neighbor a couple doors down, um, their high schooler son has one and he loves to show it to me. But you can feel it. Like you can feel it on the screen. And
Hmm.
I agree with you. I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, I think you're right that Apple has like a product brand to protect. And they don't want to release something if it's 80% of the way there.
Yeah, which I think is great um, to an extent, is it really kind of shows some guarantee that they have in their products. They're willing to put them out there,
True.
and that there's not
Yeah.
haphazard products out there that'll burn your house down.
Yes. That is one thing I will say about Apple is all of their products are reliable. I I never have any issues with the products. I will be honest. As much as I like knock them for lack of innovation and I knock them for price tag and they're like leeching off of their customer loyalty, you know.
Uh-huh.
I will say I I mean I'm sure I have had issues with their product, but for the most part, it's always been really good product reliability and good customer experience on their products.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
I've definitely I had less problems with my Mac than I do with my Windows PC.
for sure. Same with my phones that I've had. Same
Mhm.
with like headphones.
Yeah,
I yeah, it's just they work really well. They do work well, really well. And I do commend Apple for that. So, yeah. But I will see. I don't know.
yeah. Well, guess we'll have to see if they do release a folding phone and how that ends up being. But and I the, like with the whole air power thing, I wouldn't have minded so much if they would have just owned it and said, come out with a public statement saying, "Hey, we tried, it didn't work up to our standards. Fortunately, we won't release this."
Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than just pretending it never existed.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they just didn't want the PR, but
Yeah,
protect the brand. But we haven't forgotten Apple.
yeah, we have, and we'll bring it up every time.
That's right. That's right. For sure. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the event. I think
Yeah, mine too.
is all right. So
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
discussion. I enjoyed it.
me too. Um, well, if all of you enjoyed that discussion, make sure you give us a thumbs up. That really does help the channel. If you disliked it, make sure you send this to somebody you dislike. I'm sure they could use this in their lives. As always, ring that dingling button so you never miss out on any content as it's posted onto the channel. Until next time, stay classy and have a great evening.
Peace.